December. The month of Christmas spirit and joy. Unless you're a college student like myself, and it's the month of tears and wondering why your English professor won't raise your 60% to an A. Feels bad, doesn't it? But this isn't what this video is about. This video is about how you can apply common math to literally anywhere in life. Hi, my name's Harrison, and you probably use math on a day-to-day basis without even knowing it. For instance, you don't use rates. Well, at least that's what you think. If you drive to work every day, you use a rate no matter what. Even if it's just that sign that says 55 miles per hour, you're looking at a rate and converting it in your head. Congratulations, you're doing algebra and you don't even know it. This is going to sound pretty complicated, but the equation that you're using is distance equals rate times time. To apply that into real life terms, it just means how long it's going to take you to get to another place. Let's say your commute to work is 60 miles. That would be your distance. Depending on how fast you drive, that would be your R. Let's just say you go 60 miles an hour. And in most cases, people can easily figure out that T would equal 1 hour. Now by doing that, you have unknowingly done a basic algebra equation. What's this? What is this? Seen people on Facebook arguing over this. What's the answer? 6 divided by 2 times 1 plus 2. 1. The answer is 1. If you have to solve the parentheses and then multiply by 2, then divide it by 6. But it's 9. 9 easy. Okay, let's do this like the geniuses we are. Woohoo. Okay, so the first thing you should do is this problem inside of, right? Okay, let's do that then. You'd have 3. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now, what would you go with next? This is where people get confused. Those people that were saying 1 were doing this first. 2 times 3, which would then equal 6. 6 divided by 6 equals 1. Now let's go back a couple of stages, okay? Okay, this is where 9 comes from, the right way. The reason why these people are getting this wrong is because they forget that you read math problems left to right. So in reality, you should do this. 6 divided by 2 equals 3 times 3, which would equal 9. 9 is the correct answer. But Harrison, how can you be so sure? Well, I remember the order of operations, and that's pretty core in math. It's probably arguably the most important part of math. In my opinion, it is the most important thing, and it's something that you should always remember and keep in mind, or else you'll end up answering 1 to this problem. So I will remember it with an acronym called PEMDAS, or how they taught me in elementary school was, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now the P stands for parentheses. Exponents stand for, you know, those little floaty guys above, like, say for instance 2 squared, this is 2 squared, I just don't know how to do the little floaty thing. MD stands for multiplication and division, and AS stands for addition and subtraction. Now these two and these two are put together, so like in the last problem is a perfect example. You can easily get them confused by doing them in the wrong way. So when they're on the same line as this, it reads left to right. So let's make this into a problem where that would actually be applicable. Looks a lot more simple now, doesn't it? 6 divided by 2, you'd read it. Now the problem is with the parentheses. The parentheses are there because in more advanced math classes, it's just implied that those are multiplied. And, well, it was there because it was signifying 1 plus 2, which would equal 3. And after that, there is no need for the parentheses after that point. You can just put a multiplication number, the little period dot thing. So you read it left to right. So for instance, this problem, 1 plus 2 minus 2. So in this one, left to right, 1 plus 2 equals 3, minus 2 equals 1. For this one, you'd have to do 6 divided by 2 equals 3, which would equal 9. Kind of redundant, but it is something that you must know when doing math. In the intro, do you remember me wanting my English teacher to raise my 60% to an A? Well, it's not that bad if you put it in mathematical terms. I mean, it would make perfect sense. Why does it make perfect sense? Because, well, it's a percentage. And percentages are also written in decimal form. Now, a 60% would be a 0.6. But if you used a rounding system, it would be a 1. And that's where your whole argument is. But talking to your English teacher like that, I mean, you're probably not going to get far. She's probably going to be a keyboard warrior and correct your grammar while you're being very angry. Of course you'd post something after this, right after I got done editing that video. But, well, might as well animate these two because that's kind of fun. What was your favorite topic that we learned in this class? Honestly, when you taught me how to foil. Because beforehand, when I didn't know how to foil, I'll pretty much animate what I used to do because I used to really mess it up, okay? So let's just animate it, okay? Okay, so pretty much how I learned this was the acronym FOIL. First, inside, outside, and then I'd just not do the last. So pretty much what answer I would get would be, so the first, so x and x would be x squared, inside, 9x, outside should be 9 times 4, which is 36. And that's where I'd leave it. Now, this may look okay, but I forgot to do another 9 multiplication. So what it is supposed to be is I learned the distributive property, which I would just go x times x, x times 4, 9 times x, and 9 times 4. So with that, it would be x to the power of 2. Aw, man, I lost that key. X to the power of 2, 4x, and plus 9x, plus 36. Now, you'd combine these two to equal 13x. So I would just be missing one core piece of the problem. Because I learned it first, outside, inside, last. And that's kind of what went on inside my head. And I was honestly super anxious because when I was in Algebra 2, when I was a junior in high school, I was like super looking forward to taking one of the more advanced math classes, and but the foils happened, and my teacher would give me she pretty much would give me she would give us like gates. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's pretty much like foil gate A, and then like if you pass that, you would get a quiz grade. And no matter how many times you failed, it doesn't matter because she only counts the one that you get 100% on, and it would be just 2 foil problems similar to this one. And I failed it all the way up until I got to Z, and then I got to 4. Like after the alphabet, I got to 4, so I failed it quite a few times before I got the hang of it. But at that point, she just gave me like dumb easy problems, and honestly, it made me not do math after that because I felt so discouraged about that. So you teaching me that in such a simple way, just that little light bulb. Okay, that took very long to explain. What was your least favorite topic that we learned in this class, and why? Honestly, proportions, because like it's so easy to convert them because there's so many measuring glasses around us. I just don't really feel like it's a necessary skill, but I mean, that's just my opinion. What advice would I give to someone getting ready to take this class? Just don't panic because it's a combined class. Honestly, just take it easy and just listen to Miss G because it's like really easy. Well, I don't want to say easy, it's just not difficult to learn if you actually pay attention. If you could go back and do something different while you were taking this course, would you change anything? Probably not. I mean, I did fine in my expectations, but yeah, that's about it. I probably wouldn't change anything. What study strategy best prepared you for the exams in this class? I mean, just doing the reviews, because I didn't study, and I barely did my homework, and I still got, I think I'm going to end up with around, like, just my estimation, I'm probably going to end up with a high B or a low A. So, I mean, just do what, like, if you have a study habit, just, like, stick to that study habit, but if I feel fine about something, I normally don't worry about it. Just, like, don't stress. Stress is, like, the worst thing that you could do. Well, that's all about it for this little project that I made. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And I just want to give you a thank you for teaching this class so well. It was very painless, and you were actually really funny and charismatic about it all. So thank you, and I hope I can see you again. Maybe I'll probably come to you for tutoring for my next class. So thanks, and have a good day.